welcome back to my channel. My name is Candace, and today I'm going to show you how to design and assemble my donut window box that I have created. If you haven't done so already, you can find this template on my website at omgthat'screative.com. First, I did want to show you what we'll be making today. The background that you're looking at is a 12 by 12. However, this project does fit on an 8.5 by 11 sheet. The thing that I would do is change the background. You do have a few choices. The first choice could be using the paint bucket and doing one solid color. So if you were to go to the left hand panel, you can select the paint bucket, and then you could actually change the color here. Say for instance you want a blue background, you could do that and then add it to your background. So if we don't want to do that, we can do undo paint bucket. The one that I chose to do was add in the pattern. I did upload my pattern ahead of time, so if I were to go to the layers panel, select my image, select FX, then I would select pattern overlay, and then it would upload it to my background here. You would have to upload your pattern ahead of time to be able to do that. Now, if you don't know how to add a pattern, please put it in the comments and I will make a video just on that. So from here, you can just choose different patterns that's already uploaded, which is, texture, grass, water, whatever you choose for this project. But because this was a donut theme project, I did decide to use a sprinkle background. Want to add our images. Like I said, this was a donut theme project, so I'm gonna go ahead and upload my images. So I'm gonna go to File and then select Place Embedded. And then I do have a folder for my donut PNGs, so I'm gonna go ahead and select my donut. I'm gonna place it on my box. All right. Now, the young lady was turning 10, so on this side I added the number 10. So we're gonna select the plus sign, go to text, and type in the number 10. I'm gonna change the color to this pink. So we're gonna use the color picker, change to pink, and we're gonna actually increase it in size. And if I go over here to character, and if your character is not set on, all you will need to do is go to Windows and select the character and make sure that's selected. Alright, so I'm gonna change the color. So we already changed the color. So I'm gonna change the font. For this particular project, I did use bubblegum. You can find bubblegum on thefont.com. Okay, and let's make it a little bit larger, and then I'm gonna turn it to the left. Okay, now I want to move the number 10 over here. So this pink is a little too light for me, and then also it's too spacey, so I'm gonna go over here to character again, double click the 10, and I'm going to where it says VA with the spacer, I'm just going to close that in some, maybe around a 25, or actually let's see what 100. Okay, that looks better. Then I want to change the color to be like the darker pink, so I'm gonna go in and see if I can find the darker pink here, just a little bit lighter, or maybe just a little bit lighter than that. Okay, let's see, a little bit lighter. Okay, perfect. So next what I would do is I feel like it's too plain, so I'm gonna go back over here and select FX, and I'm gonna select Bevel and Emboss just so it can give it a little pop. For this particular number, I did use inner bevel, smooth, and I'm going to actually increase the size. This is optional, you don't have to do it, but I like to do it just so it can pop a little bit more. And then I'm gonna turn down my multiply, my shadow mode, maybe down to 30, I'll say around 30. Yeah, I think that looks good. And if you wanted to, you could also add a drop shadow, and we could maybe do like a darker pink, maybe. It really depends, your choice. I would just keep messing around until you know, absolutely love it. And I think that looks pretty good there. Okay, so next on the project that I already have, I did use a banner. So the images were already uploaded to a file prior to me doing my project, just so I wouldn't have to waste time. So I'm gonna go back to that folder, place embedded, and then I'm gonna find the banner that I chose. Okay, we can do that here. All right, so I've been doing this for a while, so if you're not really sure where the box ends or where, you know, the cutoff is, a good thing to do is to add your guidelines. And all you have to do with your guidelines is just grab them from up top. So you would just pull it right down from the top. I'm going to add one here, and then I'm going to add one here, add one here. Then I'm going to go to the left panel and do the same thing. Okay, just so you know exactly where to put your information. And this spot here, this is actually going to be your bottom, and for this area I would add maybe your logo or your business QR code here. This section is where you would add, you know, your thank you. So we can add maybe, you know, thank you for coming to my birthday party. So we'll do that next. So I'm gonna go to the right hand side and select the plus button. All right. So we can type in, let's bring down the font some. I'm gonna say maybe 18, and we're just gonna say thank you so much for coming to my birthday party! Exclamation point. I'm gonna bring the size in some. Okay, and now we definitely have a lot more room, so we're gonna make that a little larger. So we're gonna change the font size to, let's say 38, but we're also gonna change the distance because it's a little tight here. So all you need to do is go back up to character, and then you have, if you look right here, there's a double A with a vertical arrow pointing to the north and the south. We're gonna use that, and we're gonna increase the size. So let's do maybe a 30, see what happens. Actually, you know what, I don't want to do that, only because I do want to add the young lady's name. So I'm actually going to size it back down. Okay, perfect. So that's set to around a 36. And now I want to turn this text completely around. Okay, cool. So we did turn the text around, and what we're gonna do for this text, so it's gonna be the same thing we did for the number 10. We're going to add bevel and emboss, just so it can have some character and not so plain. So I'm gonna go to the right hand side, select the text that I want to change, select FX, and I'm gonna select bevel and emboss. Okay, and it's gonna just use the same setup that I used for the number 10, but this is actually too much for the small text, so all I'm gonna do is bring down the size some. So we're gonna bring down the size to maybe about an 18 or so. Okay, cool. I think that looks good, and I feel like it's looking a little too tight, so I'm gonna double click it, and then instead of it being a -100, I'm gonna change it to maybe, let's say, -75, and then still bring it down some the text wise. Okay, cool. So now what we need to do is add the young lady's name, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually change the font so it'll be different from the main font here. So I'm gonna go to the right hand side, add a plus button, and then I'm gonna select text to the left hand side. All right, and oops, sorry about that, 1 second. And her name was Cameron. Alright, so I'm gonna choose the Cameron, and I'm gonna bring the size down for that. We're gonna bring it down to maybe around a 31. So while we're over here, we're gonna change this text to, let's see here, so while we're over here, we're gonna change that text to, I believe, Bestiest Labs. This font was also found on thefont.com. Okay, we do need to turn this one around as well. So we're just gonna turn her around. And if you can't get the measurements right, you can just go up to the top, the angle right, I'm sorry. Just go up to the top and change it so it is angled at 180. And I am gonna make this one a little bit bigger. So I'm gonna change it to maybe 47, and then I'm gonna take it back to a 0. And then I think I'm gonna make her a little darker. Let's see here. I think that's good enough for neon until we change it up some if we need to. Alright, so we do have our donut on the side, the number 10, and then we have our thank you on the back of the box. Now on top of the banner, right here, I did put happy 10th birthday. So what I'm gonna do is add another text layer here. And we're gonna say happy 10th birthday. Okay, perfect. And I'm gonna change this font to white. So you just go up here to character, change it to white. Alright, and then I'm going to size it down to maybe about a 37 or so. Okay, actually we need to go down just a little bit more. Change it to, let's see here, of 30. Okay, perfect. Because it is straight across and the banner is curved, we do need to change some things up just so it'll flow a little bit better. So what you will need to do is go up to your top here, and this is a where you can warp your text. So let's select that, and we're gonna change the style to arch. All right, and let's bring it back down. Come back. So this was warped to around plus 50. As you can see, it changes. Oops, it keeps disappearing. But anyhow, it's at plus 50 for that particular text here. Okay, great. Alright, so the only other thing you need to do is add your text at the bottom. So this is where the acetate is going to be. And so what I did here was add a donut and add Cameron's donuts here. So I'm going to go to File and Place Embedded. And I'm going to use this donut which it looks like someone bit it. Alright, cool. We're just gonna add that one, maybe about right here. Alright, so guys, this is just a simple layout for this box. You can add more things to it, totally up to you. And actually, if you wanted to add something here, like when they first open up the box, you could say something here like maybe you could put your thank you here if you wanted to, because it is going to be behind this part here. Okay, so let's go ahead and add the next part. We're gonna go to plus over here to your right hand side, and we are going to type in Cameron's Donuts here. And we're gonna change the color to pink. We can either use this pink or a little bit darker, and I'm gonna change that font to the bubble gum that we used earlier. So let's go over here to our character, and we're gonna change the font to bubble gum, and I'm gonna actually put the donuts underneath the camera. And let's move that down here. Also for this particular font, it's not going to show the apostrophe, so I'm just going to highlight. It's going to look like there's nothing there, but we're just going to highlight that little area, and then we're going to just change the font to something different, just so you'll be able to see it. I think I'm going to use just the regular, let's do the Arial rounded bold here, just so you'll be able to see the apostrophe there. Okay, and we can actually make it a little bigger, so we're gonna change it to around 30 or so. Okay, cool. Now once again, I think I'm gonna change it to make it pop once again. So we're gonna go back over here, and we're gonna select FX, and we're gonna select Bevel and Emboss again, and we're gonna size it down just a little bit, so it's around a 10. All right, cool. And actually I'm gonna make it just a little bit bigger again. All right, and I think that looks good here. This text right here is kind of bothering me, so I'm gonna go back and change it again. And let me see, I'm gonna make it maybe a little bit bigger. Okay, and I think I'm gonna change the color to this pink right here. I think that looks a little bit better. And I need to, okay, and then I'm gonna change the bubble on it. I'm gonna go back over here, and I'm going to size it down just a little bit. Okay, and I think that looks good. And I think I'm gonna change the color of Cameron here, because I don't think I like that color too much. So I'm just gonna find it. I think it's a little too dark. Let's see what it looks like. And I think that's fine the way it is. And I'm gonna spread her out just a little bit, maybe to a 25. All right, cool. And once again, like I said, if you wanted to add your business information here, you could. Your QR code, totally up to you. But that is pretty much it, guys. There's nothing else to it. Like I said, this is something basic, but once it's all put together, it's, you know, super cute. And once again, you can print this. This was a 12 by 12 sheet, but if I wanted to print it on an 8.5 by 11, I could. And if you can tell here, my print settings were already set up for an 8.5 by 11. So she's pretty much good to go. Okay.
Okay guys, it's all printed, so it's all good to go. I did forget to record the acetate to the box. However, you can just add just clear tape or use clear glue. What you're looking at right now is a scoring board that you can purchase on Amazon. But also I did want to show you what paper I did use for this project. It is the glossy photo paper. It is by Better Business Supplies. It is $16.99 and around 53 pounds. So I did want to let you guys know that the donuts that I did place in this box was from Dollar Tree, but I do believe Walmart sells the 4-pack as well. And if you can't find these donuts, if you were to set up on the date of the party, you can just put fresh donuts inside.